for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the text and flag. I pledge allegiance to thee and Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. The meeting will please come to order. We do have proof of posting and appointment of chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, as amended, known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. All right. We will begin with any members of the public who wish to speak shall each have 5 minutes to address the court.
Morning, Judge Grant, Commissioners. I'd like to report that there are some studies that have been done concerning babies in areas where oil and gas has been developed. And we also have some international conference on sound and vibration comments concerning who should be what they should report to the doctors when they go in to see them. The study is done by Johns Hopkins University in Maryland, and they say expectant mothers who live near active natural gas wells operated by the fracking industry in Pennsylvania, that's where they did their study, are at an increased risk of giving birth prematurely for having high-risk pregnancies, and new Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health Research suggests. In Pennsylvania in 2006, there were fewer than 100 unconventional gas wells. Now there are more than 8,000. In Texas, he said more than 8,000 there. We had 8,000 wells, 3,000 wells in Freestone County alone. So we have the potential to have the same type of problem with pregnancies in this county. And some of the counties, one in particular West Texas had 5,000 gas wells. We are number 8 out of 254 counties in number of gas wells. The International Conference on Sound and Vibration back in 2009 says that VAD, the vibroacoustic disease, which is the study of the noise affecting humans. VAD is known as a systemic pathology caused by excessive exposures to low-frequency noise and characterized by the abnormal proliferation of the extracellular matrix. It has been diagnosed among low-frequency noise exposed workers as well as individuals who are environmentally exposed to the LFN. And then the last statement on the next paper was paper 561. This discussion. It is urgent that the medical community at large become aware of the detrimental effects of LFN exposure and that information on past and present low-frequency noise exposure should be required information of all patients. So our doctors are not knowledgeable of this particular situation, what low-frequency noise can do to you, but I have sent letters to Washington, D.C., the national noise folks there and health issues. So they are becoming aware of it now. In our county, the noise level on average is 70 decibels of low frequency noise. What should it be? The British governments had a doctor of science do a study on all of Europe, and they came up with 30 decibels should be allowed by low frequency noise. And we're at 70 decibels. And for every 3 decibel increase is a doubling of intensity because this is rated on a logarithmic system rather than a straight line system. So that's why it increases so rapidly. So we in Freestone County have a major problem. And I know that you had the county attorney write a letter to the state office, and I sure hope to hear something back on that before long. I will be writing a letter to support that letter that he sent in. because of the studies that I've done, I'm going to provide the state office with that information. Very quickly, one other item is the emissions from the oil and gas operations. Big Brown 1 and 2 were emitting 92,000 tons per year of sulfur dioxide. And I found that in Houston, they're emitting 25,000 tons per year. There are 286 air permits. We have 8 permits. So we're 4 times, we were, at that time, when we had Big Brown 1 and 2 going, we were almost 4 times higher than Houston. So we have improved. But then when oil and gas came in and have all their 130 gas compressor stations in our numerous wells, they are allowed to put out more than 18,000 tons per year of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. So, and it's worse really than it was with the 90,000 tons, 92,000 tons, because those were high stacks and the stuff could go off someplace else in other counties. But with the gas compressor stations being at ground level, and with this stuff being emitted at ground level, we're as bad as, well, maybe not quite as bad as we were before, but we do have a problem that needs to be addressed. So anyway, that, and I have addressed that to the Railroad Commission, who controls the oil and gas operations here in Texas. So I want to apprise you that we got it all gone initially, and now here it is back again with 18,000 tons per year, according to their rules. So that needs to be addressed.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, let's go down to item number 16 and consider the replat of lot 82 and 83 of the Wilderness, Phase 3, creating lot 2A.
I have the information here and the plat, and we've signed it. All we need is your signature, and we need
The taxes.
I'm sorry?
Show them if the taxes have been paid.
Have been paid.
Okay,
They need that.
and so
The
then
tax certificate, they need to go across and get that before you'll file.
Yes,
We'll
ma'am.
file it.
the only thing in this piece of paper here at the top where it says the fee, that's what is that already been paid, or will they pay that?
They will.
Okay.
They will pay
All right.
when they get the tax certificates and take over.
Okay. I will make a motion that we approve the replat of lot 82 and 83 of the Wilderness Phase 3 and create a lot 82A of the Wilderness Phase 3.
All in favor, aye. Sign this one more, I think there's it.
And they are here to do that,
Yes.
so.
And will you direct them to the clerk's office where they can, well, actually the tax office to get the tax certificate, then they can take it to the county clerk's office for filing. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
We thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Did we vote?
Yes.
Perfect, all right. We'll go back up to item number 1 to approve the minutes of the December 2nd regular meeting.
Item number 17 and 18, if we need to, I'd like to put that back on the agenda. We did get bids on the truck, and Greg wasn't here last time, and I talked to him, said we'll probably put them in the county auction. I've had 2 people come by and look, and they'd like to, I'd like to sell them outright if we can, but we have no idea when we're gonna have this auction, and they're just sitting there. So, do we need to put it back on the agenda? So we get worded in here?
Well, since we were specific about doing it that way, rather than just saying for them to be sold, we probably do need to.
Okay.
Yes, we'll have it on the next meeting.
Okay.
Or can we sell them outright
To be able to do that, yes.
possible? Instead of putting them in the auction for the amount. what the option is.
You want to do a reserve?
Yeah, if you feel them at the auction,
You sure
then
can, okay.
that's not right.
But that's what we approved at that time, so the
Yes,
minutes
ma'am.
are correct that we did, that we did make that motion at that time. So that's not a change on the minutes. We'll just put those on
Back
the
on
next
the agenda.
agenda. Mhm. Anything else?
Make a motion, we approve the minutes of the regular meeting December the 2nd, 2020.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 2 is budget transfers and amendments.
So the ambulance service, what was that for? $7,019.
That was for some, I believe some things to go in the ambulances. That's COVID money.
Good.
That contingency special is the COVID money that we're still purchasing and paying for.
We'll get that back, we'll get that back.
Yes. May have already gotten it back, I'm not sure where we are in the process on that, but yes, it's covered under that grant, yes.
Make a motion, please, to transfer.
Wait a minute. How come we pay this doctor $2,250 in the capital murder kit?
That's for professional services.
Do we even-
Counseling, psychology services, those kind of things that yes,
Second.
yeah, that's what that is. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion. What did you make a motion, we approve the budget?
I did.
I second.
I did, he said, I second.
Just when you're
All
behind.
in favor, aye.
We'll catch you up good.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Item number 3 is to approve and pay the bills. If you look at these, there's two separate packets on them. One for $9,869.48 and the other for $187,037.58.
I make a motion, we approve and pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 4 is to approve the payroll. You have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 5 is reports. We have a report from the treasurer for a summary of 2020 taxes. Tax collection fees is actually what that's for, not taxes. Tax collection fees from other entities, and we charge 75 cents per parcel. The total of that for the year is $302,208.75. November report from the district clerk. November report from senior services. It also shows what they are planning for the next month. November report from the county clerk. And for November. Anyone else have a report? If you would like to review any of these, you can look at them they'll be on file in the county clerk's office. Do we have a motion to accept the reports?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 6, burn ban.
We're good.
We're good.
We're
Okay.
good.
Item number 7, special road use agreements. Item number 8. We have bonds for the new commissioner, Lloyd Lane, $3,000 bond and a $1,000 bond. One for Constable Precinct 3, $5,000 bond for Richard McGowan. A $5,000 bond, did I say 5,000 for Richard? 5,000 for Buck, and we have $3,000 for Andy Bonner, and a $1,000 for Andy Bonner, William Andrew Bonner. We also have 2 for Daniel Ralsting for $100,000, this new tax collector, $100,000, and another $100,000. We have a motion to approve these bonds.
I'll make that
When,
motion.
when are we gonna get our brand new road commissioner sworn in? What day?
Well, we'll have an official swearing in on Monday, but if anyone would like to be sworn in on January 1st, we could do one on Friday morning. So whichever.
Monday means this coming Monday,
Pardon?
this coming Monday,
The-
or Monday, the first Monday of the year?
January the 4th, yes. Mhm. So if you'd like to be sworn in before, if you wanted to be on that Friday, we could do that. But the official one, you know, will be on that Monday morning.
You can do that, the one on Friday in your office.
All right, do we have a motion to approve these bonds?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Will you pass those, please? Item number 8 is to approve bonds and education certificates. We have one from the tax assessor collector. It's a transcript, 20.5 hours. And this is actually for you, not for
Right, that's just my last one for the year, showing my 20 hours for the year.
last one. Got a motion to accept that?
Thank you. Make it.
I'll make second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 9, schedule of filings for the district clerk's office. Beginning January 1st, 2021, she has provided us with a schedule of cost for filings in the district clerk's office. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Are the fees the same as they were last year?
I do not know.
Okay. I mean, I just didn't know if they went up or not.
I don't know.
Are y'all
She's not-
comfortable with it off the phone?
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Item number 10, reappointments of the Freestone County Historical Commission. We have a list for the 2021 officers and members. Chairman William Shelton, Vice Chairman Brad Pullen, Secretary Angela Oglesby, Treasurer Diane Pullen. The members are Peggy Sessions Baker, Kathleen McKee, Marita Davis, Larry Davis, Sherry Menz, Judy Wardell, Rita Marotta, Vance Oglesby, Frank Lloyd Dent, Nancy Rula, Carol Ann Bigger, Patty Pratt, and Linda Mullen.
I'll make it motion.
All in favor, aye.
Uh,
Motion carried. Item number 11 is to discuss the CTCL grant. This is an additional little grant that came along that it's not one of the ones that we have been working on for the fire departments and the hospitals and schools and all that. Those are completed. This grant was at $9,000, a little bit over $9,000. We did get the funds. We have not spent any. Since the time that we've gotten the funds, there have been several lawsuits that have been filed because people are not happy with the way the funds are being spent. So our recommendation, Karen and I discussed it, and we also had Brian look at it. He's in grand jury this morning, so he couldn't be here. But considering those issues, we're recommending that we send those funds back. It's not clear on how you can spend it, and with the issues of discriminating against how they spent money on these grants, I think that's the safest thing for us to do. You know, we got the other grants, we've
Was it
complied
federal,
with those.
state, or what grant? Where did the money come from? Federal?
Federal. But we did get the $640,000 grant. We gotten the, how much was that other one?
I think it was like 80-something, Judge, but
Something like that. But we have been able to work with them and comply, and, you know, they approved everything we've done, but this one is just, seems a little more.
And how much is this one?
$9,000.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Uh,
Motion carried, thank you. I think that's the best thing for the county. Item number 12, discuss sick leave pool. It is time for us to, well, it's not time, we do it in June, but we have one elected official that is on that board, and Mike Daniels is that person, and we need to replace him.
Looks like that'd come in and be good.
We could
I'm there, I
pass this
can't
to
vote.
next time. We could pass this to next time, or unless one of,
No, I'm remembering.
well, we haven't had a meeting on this board for
been a
3 or
while.
4 years. We hardly ever have any activity on that.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna nominate Clyde Reeves.
Second. Nomination C.
That's not fair.
Reelection acclamation.
That's not fair at all.
Let's go on to number 13, we do that.
You know how I feel about that.
Well, we have a motion and a second, so we have to have a vote. All in favor, aye.
Ah,
How do you turn in your resignation?
Motion carried. We'll talk about that. Well, I guess we can put it on for January and then
What I'm talking about.
your friends. All right, we'll go to item number 13. We have been working on this supplemental insurance and pre-65 retiree issue. Karen has been going back and forth with the insurance company, and we believe at this time that if we approve people that leave, let me think of how the best way to say this. People that leave employment with Freestone County prior to being 65, if they can stay on the health insurance until the retirement time, then they can go straight into the supplement, and the county will pay that. If we don't allow them to stay on our insurance, of course, the employer would have to pay the premium for the insurance coverage because they no longer would be an employee. But that's the way that we can do that, and then them be able to have the supplement also. Now, if we need to come back and somewhat modify this, later, as far as, you know, if you have to be here a certain length of time or whatever, well then, but I don't know that if we can do that even. That's gonna be something another thing we'll have to look into. But at this time, that's what would have to happen in order for someone that has worked here for, to be able to continue. And then when they get to be 65, they can switch over to the supplement. That's basically what the insurance company has told us. Isn't that the way Karen explained it?
That's what I understood,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
I know our insurance is pretty high, about $800 a month, rounded it off. But if an employee wants to continue when they leave on the insurance, they would have to pay that premium.
How do we know that they pay it?
Like the Cobra, I was gonna have to bring it to the county each month.
That would still be the same way, we would have to set
Yeah,
up.
I think it would all come in one bill to the county, and then the employee would bring it for reimbursement to the county.
The current way we do it now, like when they pay Cobra, is they have to bring it to us before a certain date of the month, like before the first of the following month, because we pay a month in advance. And then once I get it, I receipt it, and I give a copy of that to the auditor's office showing it's been paid, because we don't pay ahead of time. In other words, like, we're not gonna pay for it until they pay us, because
And with Cobra, we do have that in place already. This would just be regular insurance though.
So for somebody that's going out of office, their insurance will be paid for 1 month, they will still have insurance for a month until February? Since we're paying a month in advance?
no, because so we do pay a month in advance, but the way the insurance works is if you don't work one day in that month, you don't get insurance for that month. So anybody that's left out in December, we've already in payroll taken their insurance out, so that they did not pay for January. So their insurance will end December 31st.
Well, if you're paying a month in advance and they work 1 day in December, then that should go to the
Now, if
next
they
month.
work one day in December, they're paid through December.
So we're not paying 1 month in advance.
We collect a month in advance, we pay it a month in advance, but that doesn't make the insurance go the month in advance. We're just paying it because you have to pay ahead. Tax not gonna let you have a month of insurance and then pay it, so that's why we're paying this next month's insurance. We're already taking it out of the checks and everything, so we can pay for that month's insurance.
It's just an individual paying the insurance, the county insurance, and that's for all retirees before pre-65, not just elected. And it doesn't cost the county anything, but it's pretty high insurance, I know that.
It is. But if you get it somewhere else, it's pretty high too.
Some calibrators, you think is high?
Well, that's fine with me, whatever y'all think.
Yeah.
Will it affect our insurance in any way? I mean, would it affect? I mean, if somebody was,
So I'll keep our numbers up.
I mean, would that count against us if it's somebody paying for their own, and so that if they had a lot of claims or whatever, would that then go back and make ours go up?
It could affect it a little that way.
I mean, I don't have a problem with them continuing. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean,
Does
if they
it
won't pay
create,
their insurance, that's the problem with
does
it.
it create a bookkeeping nightmare? Or you
No,
know?
because we're already doing for Cobra.
Okay, I mean,
We could say if they ain't 65, they can't retire yet.
I'll vote for that.
yeah.
No,
It's a little late though, it's a little late for that.
Make a motion that we,
Allow
yeah,
employees to continue on our health coverage after they leave the employment of the county, but they have to pay for their own insurance.
Retirees.
Retirees, yes.
Okay, now, I don't know, okay, let's say somebody comes here and works 6 months, a year, whatever,
Right,
and then they retire,
they can't retire at 6 months.
The
Gotta be
key,
vested.
No, you have to be vested in 8
okay,
years.
that's what, okay, so there's
And
not
I
some,
think that's what we're gonna have in the motion. But I don't know if she's cleared that with them, if we can limit it to that. And if we can't limit it to that, well, then we'll have to come back and it'll just be for anyone, not necessarily a retiree. But limiting it to retirees is, I mean, that's.
Judge, I thought she explained to me that the 12 years would still be in place. You would still
It will
have a
be.
set.
That will
So
still be
you
in
would still
place
have to
too.
have the 12 continuous years with
Yeah.
Freestone County first. And
But if we
then,
say retiree, then we'll have to,
will have to be eligible to retire.
eligible to retire.
And that will entitle them to be eligible to continue with their insurance.
Well, that's my question in my mind. You have to be here for 8 years to be vested, but you have to have been here 12 continuous years to be able to get the other paid. But that's another issue. That's a separate issue. To be able to continue though on the health insurance, they would have to be eligible to receive retirement from the county.
There you go.
Did you make that motion, Andy?
Yes, sir.
I second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. And, okay. Okay. Then the next one is item number 14, to discuss participating in the Lions Club and purchasing a slot vision screener. This will be owned by the Lions Club, the hospital, the city, and the county. If we all participate, it would be $2,000 for each one. We will do an interlocal agreement with the Lions Club that says if we participate in this, that they will maintain the machine and that they will use it for use throughout the county for
And the
testing,
hospital.
all the schools.
None of the schools want to participate, or they even ask.
They didn't tell me that.
I mean, did you think maybe the schools, Wortham, T, Fairfield, do? I mean, I don't know.
The hospital has also said that they would house it at their facility there. They have a place that they can have it, and I guess they can come there and be tested. Or I don't know if they can take it maybe out to the
Every
schools.
time
or-
we go to the school.
Yeah.
Affordable. Like, set up dates to all schools.
But it will be available for use throughout the county.
I'll make a motion, we participate.
I second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carried. And can we add into that motion that we, well, I guess it'll just be part of it. It won't be an interlocal agreement, it'll be a kind of a contract for services type thing that we'll do with them. Okay, number 15, release the title of a fire truck.
Back in October, one of our main trucks, the engine got hit by a UPS 18-wheeler. And we've gone through the insurance, and they're not gonna give us near what it would take to replace the truck. But anyway, we went through our insurance to kind of see what they would do. But anyway, long story short, we've accepted the offer from Liberty Mutual, and they are needing the title before we can get the money. So what I'm asking is for y'all to release the title. The truck is in Dude's name and also Freestone County's name.
He's wrecked.
Yeah, it's a 18-wheeler hit it on the interstate.
Make a motion, that we release the title on the fire truck.
And also, just to kind of just throw this out there, anytime an insurance company looks at a wrecked fire truck, they're automatically gonna total it regardless. And, the fire, it's a nightmare to deal with this because we're so upside down. I don't know if there's anything with our insurance that we can, uninsured motorist, or if we have a gap or something like that, that might help in that area. Because like I said, we're looking at a truck, $250,000 to replace this truck, which we are, putting a grant in through the Forestry Service for an emergency grant, so that, we'll give the money to them, that we get from the insurance, and hopefully they can pay the rest for us to replace this truck. So I just want to let y'all know that. Thank y'all.
Do we have a second?
I will.
All right, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. I want to talk to you before we move today. All right, we've already done number 16. Are there any comments from Commissioners Court members?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Okay. We have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.